Good day. Today we were assigned to discuss on how to deal with barriers in communication. Before that, let's first identify its two main branches. The first one is internal barriers. It comes from within an individual and includes language, psychological, attitudinal, and perceptual barriers. So let's head on to one of its sub branches, which is psychological, and how we will deal with them.
Psychological barriers. How to deal with it. Recognize and address emotional barriers. Identify emotions that might interfere with communication, such as fear, anxiety, or anger. Take deep breath or pause before responding to avoid emotional reactions. You must know how to control your emotions, acknowledge and validate your feelings so it could not affect your communications with others and have a clear communication. Second is overcome prejudices and stereotypes. Be open minded and avoid assumptions about people based on past experiences or biases. Challenge your own stereotypes and listen actively to different perspectives. You have to be open minded when it comes to communicating with others and actively listen to them so that you can understand them clearly and avoid making judgment to them about their experience, race, gender, opinions, etc., and avoid also having biases. Third is manage stress and anxiety. Practice relaxation techniques like mindfulness or meditation before important conversations. Prepare well for discussions to reduce nervousness. When you're communicating with others with so many thoughts on your mind, it would affect your communication with others. So you have to manage or lessen your stress. Do some things that will help you to relax. Next one is language barriers.
So, hello again. So, now we're tackling the language barrier in communication. While it often refers to differences in cultural or national languages, it can also stem from technical jargon, field specific terms, or language impairments. So, what are ways we can overcome these language barriers for more effective communication? First, we have the usage of clear and simple language. To convey message effectively, keep it direct and avoid jargon or unnecessary complex words. Define technical terms when needed, especially when communicating outside your field. For example, a power plant chemist explaining their work to a 13-year-old would be kind of a challenge, making it very crucial to simplify their language. Next is utilizing visual aids and nonverbal communication. Sometimes showing is more effective than telling. Using images, diagrams, graphs, symbols, or even colors to support your message and engage visual senses, making information clearer and easier to understand. This brings us to nonverbal communication. Beyond the visual aids, our body itself can convey messages through hand gestures, facial expressions, and body language. These cues can help with conveying message and improve understanding between speakers and listeners. Lastly, we have active listening. One of the most crucial ways to overcome language barriers. Simply put, pay attention. Observe the speaker's tone, manner, and delivery while understanding the context. For communication to be effective, both message and its meaning must be clear, and that's how you'll overcome the language barriers. Let's head on to the next one.
Perceptual barriers. To overcome perceptual barriers, here are some ways. Empathy and open-mindedness. Try to visualize or see other. Ulitin ko na lang. Perceptual barriers. To overcome perceptual barriers, here are some ways. Empathy and open-mindedness. Try to visualize or see other people's perspectives and understand it. Empathy. Showing empathy allows you to consciously set aside your perspective and see to someone else's point of view. This reduces assumptions based on your perspectives and help uncover the true meaning behind their message. Open-mindedness is willingly considering new ideas and experiences, which is intentionally seeking to understand other people's perspectives. This can help you understand more about the point of the speaker or the response of the audience without judgments. Active listening. Patiently listen to the speaker and avoid interrupting or giving feedback prematurely. It is focusing on the speaker and letting them finish their explaining first. It is not just about the meaning of active listening here, but it is also about the respect which is essential for meaningful and effective communication. Enhance self-awareness. Be thoughtful with your perceptions, which could interfere with how you interpret information. It is making yourself more mindful of how your perceptions, experiences, and biases might affect the way you interpret the situation or the message. And by this, the way we've learned or understood things can sometimes alter or distort the true meaning behind the message for us. But by enhancing our self awareness, it can help us to pause and think things through instead of skipping to conclusions too soon. That's it. On to the next internal barrier.
Hello, it's my turn now to show how to deal with attitudinal barriers. Dealing with it involves promoting empathy, awareness, and understanding to change perceptions or beliefs. Here are some strategies to address these barriers. First would be active listening. Validating feelings and breaking misconceptions through active listening can help in understanding different perspectives and fostering a more inclusive environment. One example of this is when someone is venting or opening up their feelings. Just because just being there by their side, listening is enough. Don't just carelessly give an advice to a situation that you've never been in the first place, unless they ask for it. Self-inserting and telling your worst experience to compete won't help either. You're still validating their feelings by listening. Second is cultural competence. Appreciating and respecting cultural differences can help in recognizing and valuing the unique contributions of individuals from diverse backgrounds. Cultural differences among friends is common but never hard to deal with. You just gotta learn their culture is also a part of them, and that's what makes them whole as a person. They would appreciate it. And lastly, promote empathy and awareness. Educating individuals about the impact of their attitudes and encouraging them to see situations from others' perspectives can reduce prejudice and discrimination. Putting yourself on others' shoes. This would be the best description of this. Try to analyze the social atmosphere, being more cautious to what you say and do to avoid being insensitive to others. Validating others' feelings as a human being is a norm, but sometimes overlooked. And now I will pass you to the next topic.
So, the second branch of communication barrier is external barriers. These are caused by external factors, including physical, cultural, organizational, and technological barriers. Heading on to another category of sub-branches, starting with physical and how we are going to deal with them.
Physical barriers and how to deal with it. Number one, reduce background noise. Communicate in a quiet environment to minimize distraction and ensure clarity. One of the key factors in effective communication is reducing background noise. When we communicate in a quiet environment, we minimize distraction and ensure that our message is heard clearly. Background noise can make it difficult for others to understand us, leading to miscommunication, whether in a physical meeting or a virtual call. Finding a quiet space allow us to focus better and maintain smooth conversation. Number two, overcome distance with technology. Use video calls, emails, or messaging apps to bridge geographical gaps and maintain effective communication. In today's digital world, distance is no longer a barrier of communication. We can use video calls, emails, or messaging apps to stay connected with others, no matter where they are. These tools help us maintain effective communication, whether for work, school, or personal conversation. By choosing the right platform for the situation, we can ensure that our messages are delivered clearly and efficiently. Lastly, enhance nonverbal communication. Use clear gesture, facial expression, and visual aids to compensate for the lack of in-person interaction. Communication is more than just words. Nonverbal cues play a significant role in conveying message effectively. When face-to-face interaction is limited, we can use clear gesture, facial expression, and visual aids to reinforce our points. For example, during video calls, maintaining eye contact, using hand gesture, and adjusting facial expression can make the conversation more engaged and expressive. In written communication, incorporating images, emojis, or diagram helps clarify ideas and emotion. Even in a face-to-face interaction, body language, posture, and tone of voice contribute to how our message is perceived. By being mindful of nonverbal communication, we can ensure that our message is understood clearly and effectively. So that's all for physical barriers, and let's move to the next barriers of communication.
Cultural barriers, and how can we deal with it? Now imagine you're walking into a place full of strangers who doesn't speak your language, and your everyday norms and gestures are met with confusion. Now that will be kind of awkward, right? Now that is the reality for millions of people. But the good news is these barriers aren't unbreakable walls. Now the first step in breaking this barrier is awareness. Now every culture has its own identity. It was molded in different ways. It has its own traditions, its own values, and way of life. Now, instead of judging the unfamiliar, let's approach it in a curious manner. Ask, why is it done that way? Rather than dismissing it as something strange or weird. Understanding leads to connection, and connection leads to respect. Respect isn't just a word, it's an action, a simple gesture. For example, you're visiting a place and you follow the local custom there. By doing that, you show your appreciation and you show your appreciation to that culture. Inclusivity means making space for diverse voices. Exclusion isolates. Inclusion transforms community. Now, stereotypes are a shortcut our brain takes, but no single story defines an entire culture. Instead of labeling, learn. Instead of assuming, ask. And in many different places, school or workplace or social gatherings, social sensitivity training fosters understanding and cooperation. And at the heart of cultural understanding is human connection. Engage with diverse communities. Share your experiences and celebrate our differences. The more we connect, the more we understand that despite our differences, we all belong to one shared culture, humanity. Now, what if we saw these unbreakable walls as bridges rather than barriers? The world isn't meant to be lived in isolation. It's meant to be explored, understood, and celebrated. Let's break down these barriers. One connection, one conversation, one connection, one mind at a time. Thank you, and let's move to the next topic.
Organizational barriers. How do we deal with it? The first is to accept differences. A workplace where everyone respects and values each other's unique qualities makes it easier for everyone to work together. The first way to deal with is very simple. The more a person feel valued, the more they will work better with everyone. And also, communication doesn't work with discrimination. Second is to promote strong values. Encourage accountability, honesty, and purpose across all teams. Supporting values like this can help build trust and teamwork. And lastly is to improve communication. Make sure everyone is heard and that information is heard easily. When we make sure that information flows freely, this will help prevent misunderstanding and confusions. That is all for organizational barriers. We may proceed to the last external barrier.
Now let us proceed to technological barriers. First is to promote digital literacy. Provide training and resources to help individuals develop the skills they need to use technology effectively. Second is to ensure connectivity. Invest in high-speed internet connections and backup options to minimize disruptions. And last but not the least, adapting to new technologies. Stay informed about new technologies and be willing to adopt them because technology is now part of our lives. To conclude, to overcome technological barriers, we must invest in updated technology and reliable internet access, while simultaneously improving digital literacy skills and embracing the ongoing evolution of technology. This integrated approach ensures smooth operations and empowers users to fully benefit from technological advancements. That's all for technological barriers.
So that concludes our discussion on communication barriers and how to overcome them. We hope this presentation covered all the key points and did justice to the topic assigned to us. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you around.